a big win this weekend, really, Kaz, because back-to-back defeats, Liverpool breathing down our necks. The team had to deliver, and they did.
Yeah, never in doubt. Anyways, it's just I don't get the outrage with. I hear it. Our away form is garbage. I know that, but there's never the flip side of stuff because it's the same situation all season long. Man United's away form hasn't been great, hasn't been centralizing to watch at all. Nothing along those lines. But when it comes to the home form, everything changes. So for me, I was never in doubt about beating Wolves. They got what, third worst away record in the league, just above Nottingham Forest, or if not on level. So yeah, no, I would say it was a comfortable win. A lot of possession from Wolves that did nothing. They had 0 shots on target, but I'm getting told by rival fans that it was a narrow win. But we got to do better though. Like, I think everything that Ten Hag said in the press conference after the post match is right. It's not good enough at the end because the 2-0 result is just, another team on their day could have got a goal or two. You never know. And then we're back to square one where we're relying on a goal scorer if you don't agree or if you agree.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I didn't think it was a close game. I think we battered Wolves. We just didn't put the ball into the back of the net, which is why the club's linked with about 2 or 3 top-class number 9s this summer and an improvement needed in that area. But it was a game I felt kind of comfortable in, from a play point of view. Yes, I think they had 1% more possession than we did, but that was all in their own half. And no concerns my end. It's just a case now of beating Bournemouth. And then pretty much, hopefully Liverpool drop some points tonight and then beat Bournemouth and it's done and dusted. Champions League football, full steam ahead. Because I do think to sign players like Kim Min-jae, Harry Kane, Osherman, individuals we're linked with, I know we can sign big players without the Champions League, but I think to get all our major targets, we need that money.
McAllister.
Oh, he's linked with United as well?
Yeah, today, McAllister, it all comes down to Champions League football. Which one?
Right, so Man United could take McAllister off Liverpool if we get Champions League football.
That's the decision. That's what Athletic broke.
I didn't see that story.
It came out today.
I didn't see that. Need to have a look. Need to verify some sources because you're trying to break more scouts' hearts with that one.
Trust me.
We've already gone through the Bellingham saga. This can't happen again.
But this can't happen again. This is what you Liverpool fans do, though. You hone onto one player and you put it dear to your heart. They're the best player in the world now, and there you go, heartbreak. You do it to yourself. But if I told you what I know, trust me, you'll be heartbroken. I promise you that.
Just say here on the Athletic, Alexis McAllister wants Champions League football if he leaves Brighton. So it sounds like Cass is a reliable source.
And guess what? I knew that about a week ago. So it's nothing new.
I'm not surprised by that though. This guy is a World Cup winner. He's hot property right now. Liverpool are massive. There's no doubt. But, United could listen. I'll be happy with that signing, because he looks a dangerous. I mean, look at him and his team did to Arsenal yesterday at their ground.
We lack that sort of player in our team. We lack that sort of player massively in our team. And I honestly do end up thinking. I think Liverpool go and get Caicedo. If they don't go get McAllister, they'll go get Caicedo. It's a like for like. I think Liverpool are winning regardless in this transfer window, potentially, because you are Liverpool at the end of the day. You have got Klopp. Regardless, Champions League, Europa League, I don't think it really matters. You've got that status at this moment of time. And I think a lot of midfielders that know Liverpool right now know that there's no midfield going on. I can make a name for myself. Agate linked with you recently. Caicedo linked with you recently. There's actually numerous of names linked with you recently. So I think there's nothing.
I just don't get how the profile of player just keeps changing. Like you're going for someone like McAllister. At first it was Bellingham. Now you're telling me Caicedo. Next it will be like Payinho or someone. Like I don't get Liverpool's strategy. That's what's worrying me more than anything. But from an individual standpoint, like of course, if you've had this kind of season that you've had at Brighton, why would you honestly come to Liverpool if you're looking at trying to develop like from a personal standpoint? You want to play Champions League football, that makes sense. But I don't understand where all this, like you said, the strategy of just zeroing in on one player and just like, yeah, that's the one we're getting and that's the only player we're getting. Because now we might have egg on our face again. So yeah, we have to wait.
You know something? Your club might not be showing all their cards. They might be keeping it to themselves. So everything you're reading might just be speculation based off of what people are hearing. But the reality is sometimes clubs keep stuff close to their chest, especially in a Liverpool situation where you don't know if you're going to be in Champions League football or not. You're not going to show everybody what you're going to do.
The difference is we used to be an organized outfit. Now we got no director of football. Julian Ward is leaving. Klopp's overseeing things. We're in a position where before Liverpool weren't urgent to get any players. So when we were signing players, we were able to go and sign players because it was like, yeah, Liverpool will still just run the same midfield and we'll still be all right. So there's no pressure. Now everyone knows that Liverpool need a midfielder. Klopp's admitted that Liverpool need a midfielder. Everyone knows. So you can't be as smart with your dealings because any team in world football now knows Liverpool need a midfielder. So they're going to slap a premium on that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool's situation is going to be really interesting at the end of the season because I'm not someone that every summer for about 7 years now, the big teams that are not in the Champions League, you always hear, you're not going to sign anybody because you're not in the Champions League. And it's never a case of you can't sign anyone. But equally, I think it does take your opportunity of signing certain players away. For instance, Declan Rice only wants to go to a Champions League team if he leaves West Ham. So you're going to need that. I think Alexis McAllister is in the same position. Barring money, leaving Brighton for a team that leaving Brighton for, say, not a dig at Spurs, but for Spurs right now, it's stupid. Because yes, they're a more prestigious team. They're a bigger team historically, but it's not a sensible place to go right now in terms of your career, especially without Champions League football. So I think it has an impact in some respects, but I think you guys need 2 or 3 midfielders. So the fact you're linked to a McAllister and a Caicedo, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I just think it's kind of par for the course in terms of where you are at right now. But yeah, I'm not surprised to see Man United linked to him. Obviously, the news. Sorry, go on.
That's journos in a nutshell, though. I think a lot of people misplace the idea of players going to clubs. Look, I'm pretty sure Man United are interested in about 100 players, and I'm pretty sure Liverpool are interested in about 50, 60, 70 players. It's the same thing. It doesn't mean you're going to go sign them. It just means you're interested. But to our perspective, the way they make us look at it is that, we're interested in this player. We're going to go buy him now. No, it doesn't mean anything. You're just interested. I might have a wife. We're going through a breakup. There's a lovely looking woman over there. I might be interested in talking to her. I might be interested in that one over there too. Am I going to go do anything? No. Because I'm still got to deal with what I've got.
I get the analogy, but I'm just going to say this. Dealing with Arsenal and what we've had to do over the last couple of seasons when we didn't have Champions League football and not knowing which direction we're going to go with players, you do seem like you're going to have so many different targets, so many different players around because there's going to be truth behind all these different rumors. It's just the level of how much truth is in each one. You're not going to be able to know until your club decides and narrows down which direction they're going to go. And I kind of feel like right now what you guys are doing, it's early in the transfer window. They're just trying to figure out which pot they're going to deal with. And that's why you're linked to all these different players. It happened to us.
No, I agree. And obviously news about Man United this afternoon as well. Sabitzer has now been confirmed as out for the rest of the... I love it where there's 2 games of the season left and someone gets an injury and go out for the season. It sounds really dramatic, but yes, Sabitzer's done now. And whether or not he stays at the club's interesting because there's a report that Ten Hag wants the club to sign Rabiot. I think he's available on a free, but they want Rabiot to come in, which again is a really interesting one when you see all the other. Yeah, it's gonna be there's gonna be so many links, and I think there's sort of like an element of truth to a lot of these deals, and there just is. Fabrizio has actually said, and James put this in here, that Chelsea are interested in Moises Caicedo and keep an eye on Alexis McAllister. Again.
Doesn't make sense.
Does anyone see
Chelsea not interested in? That is the real question. Like, who are they not interested in? They're interested in
Chelsea's interested in
everywhere. Every single player that has potential, they want to get their hands on. So there's no surprise about that. Poch has just come in, so any sources coming out about what they want, I wouldn't believe. They got to sort out the whole mess inside their team that they got currently.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I don't see Moises Caicedo or McAllister picking Chelsea over those other clubs unless they offer them double, 3 times the salary.
Chelsea bid for him in January, so
it's true they did. But remember in January when the January window shut, when it was Chelsea, there was talk about if these signings can click, people were talking about an outside chance of top 4, and they just got progressively worse from that point. I just don't see Caicedo picking Chelsea unless none of the other teams go in for him. Same as McAllister. If Liverpool and Man United are genuinely bidding for you, Arsenal and Liverpool bidding for Caicedo, I just don't see why he sits there, looks at all those projects and says, yeah, I got Chelsea. I just don't see it personally myself. Chelsea fans may disagree, but excuse me. Yeah, that's a mad one for me personally. In terms of, funny you say that, Terry, because Caicedo himself said money is a big factor for him. He wants to help his country out. So maybe that is what it comes down to with him.
Siblings.
Yeah, but when you're on $5,000 a week to him, I'm pretty sure even a 25 grand, 30 grand upgrade is going to be more than enough for what he wants to accomplish. So
man has
he
10
already
siblings,
got,
bro.
he
Don't
already
forget
got a
that.
contract extension. He already got a new contract. So
you're right there, Patrick. He did, didn't he?
Yeah. So they sorted that. So obviously he gets a decent, sum until someone buys him, and obviously whoever buys him from Brighton, they're gonna have to pay a more of a fee. So,
I get that. In terms of the top four, with United winning this weekend, Newcastle dropped points again, though. Liverpool played.
Look at that smoke as he said that.
Let's play Liverpool tonight. How do we all see this going? Because when United lost back to back, there was United are in trouble. United win a game, and that talk kind of dies down. Patty, what are you saying, bro? Who's getting these last two Champions League spots in your opinion?
Let me take a look at the table. I think Newcastle are pretty much set because their goal difference is really healthy. I think United will get it, I think United will do it. I think Liverpool, the Leicester game's tough. I do think Liverpool will beat them. Actually, no. Who have United got left to play?
The thing is, though, Pat, if you look at the fixtures, Newcastle.
Bear with me a sec.
Although they have, Newcastle have tough fixtures because they're playing teams, like you say, they got Brighton next, which is the team battling for a similar position as them. They've got Leicester, who's battling relegation just after, just after Man United that do. Is it Man United? No, Liverpool have got them.
Liverpool today, yeah.
And then they end it with Chelsea, and Chelsea's got to play each and every one of them as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
So
but Newcastle's goal difference is essentially an extra point. They don't really concede a lot of goals. They've also got, Southampton already done, which definitely works in Liverpool's favour because they got nothing to play for. Villa are still fighting for Europe, so they got something to play for. I think it stays as it is. I think Liverpool will push hard, but I think Newcastle and United probably would just see it through, which will be fantastic for both of those teams. Liverpool have done really well, though, to be fair. Got to give them credit. They were down and out. No one saw them doing what they were doing. So it's a respectable end to the season, but I think it's just too little too late, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if Leicester get a result today as well.
That if Leicester do get a result, that's it for Liverpool. But the reality is, Man United's win versus Wolves what solidifies it for me for Man United. The reason why people were saying Man United could slip is because they lost back-to-back games versus Brighton and West Ham. And if they had another drop, if they had a situation where they drop points against Wolves, then you could say, you know what, then the Bournemouth game away from home, their record away from home is not good. And that gives Liverpool an outside chance. But against Newcastle, unless Liverpool get their goal difference up and Newcastle start slipping, you're not gonna catch them.
That's where I find that
they are slipping though. Sorry, Kaz, but Newcastle are slipping. They've lost and drawn a game back to back. They've got Brighton at home next. Now they are favourites to beat Brighton at home. Liverpool win tonight and Brighton take points off Newcastle. I think Liverpool are going to grab that last spot. And I was looking back at my final prediction of the season, and it was City in first, Arsenal second, United third, and I threw Liverpool in fourth. That could end up happening, and that would be the first time ever on the Football Terrace I predicted the top four right. Normally, because you get 2 or 3 teams that let you down, right?
Might be the worst in history. I can't lie.
You had Chelsea.
Let's not remember though.
Let's
remember though, Terry, that the whole season you threw that prediction out the window and said, "No, Arsenal are winning it. Arsenal are winning it."
In terms of winning the league, we will get on to. Let's not kill later's content. I will be addressing that. And I definitely said in like November, I thought Arsenal were going to go on and do it, and in January and February. But in terms of that prediction, there, like I remember when I said Liverpool, I still think might sneak it in January. Again, it's one of those weird, it got laughed at, and I don't really understand why it was laughed at. It might miss out narrowly, but we're talking as if Liverpool are going to finish 15, 20 points off the top four. again, I had this conversation. My brother rang me last night, and he's like, "What?" My brother doesn't do social media. He's like, "I don't understand the way everyone talks to each other on there." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, if you predict, I don't know, Arsenal to come 5th, and they just miss out or they just do better than it by a point or two, because people act like you've made the worst prediction in the world." I'm like, yeah, I know. It's like, it doesn't matter how narrow or close these things are. But yeah, look, Liverpool could do it. I think Newcastle just need to beat Brighton in the next game. If they don't, and Liverpool win tonight, honestly, I think Liverpool will pip them, because they had that great form a few games ago, and it's just dropped off a little bit. Maybe, the last 2 or 3 games pressure might creep in on these guys. So yeah, from my point of view, I'm excited about this little run in now in the top 4.
I feel like we learned a valuable lesson as well. Maybe as fans, can pinpoint to it. That's has been onto it about Man City all season long, and Arsenal fans ain't full of it. It's the business end of the season. When it comes down to the end of the season, pressures. What teams do we know to go and get the job done? Man City and Liverpool. And I know Liverpool have missed out on the title, typically, obviously, but they still know how to get the job done. They've been doing this for many a time for the last few seasons. So, and that's what it comes down to. And as you just refer to Newcastle, this is their first time in this running in a long time. So we're gonna have to move on from there and see if they can handle that pressure. And same thing with Man United as well, because it's not like we're accustomed to doing this of recent.
No, I agree. I agree. We've done it a few times, but we've also missed out. And Liverpool, just their players, I don't think we'll be going into these last 3 games for themselves nervous, where I think Newcastle and Man United will be. So,
are you saying it reminds you of Leicester? Sorry? Are you guys saying it might remind you of the Leicester season, back to back, where they missed out at the end of the season on the last day? Because Newcastle, if they drop out that late in the season, it's going to be reminiscent of that.
It is. What I would say for Newcastle, though, is although their fans there'll be a gutted feeling, I still think it's still been such a successful year and progression for them. I think I actually think Europa League might be better for their development, because it's a less pressure of a tournament, less quality of teams, slightly easier to manage and rotate your squad. They'll improve massively in the summer. However, they may view it as, if we get Champions League football, maybe players of the caliber of Rafinha's are easier to go and sign. So yeah, it's a real mixture to see what it is they're going to do. Neeks here says we've never missed out on top 4 from inside the top 4 at this stage of the season. I didn't know that stat, so that's a great one. That is a great one there.